So we don't actually provide Telegram username and password to N8N. Instead, we create a special credential that N8N uses to establish the connection. It's important to understand that N8N can only connect to Telegram bots, not the regular user accounts. Bots are specifically designed for users to interact with and access services rather for general chatting between users. So let's start creating our Telegram credentials. Okay, let's open our Telegram, and here let's search for an account called BotFather. Okay, look for the one with a blue verification badge. Be careful, as there is many fake BotFather accounts trying to steal your credentials. The legitimate BotFather has a blue verification badge, the official bot avatar, as you can see here, this one, and approximately 2.8 million monthly users. Okay, so now let's create our bot. Let's click on Start, and here to create a new bot, let's just type New Bot, or simply click on New Bot. Now BotFather will ask for a name. I'll put test bot. And now let's create a username. Test bot in uppercase. So this name is taken. So let's try test bot 9901 N8N. As you can see, the username must end in bot. So let's add underscore bot here. And here we go. Immediately, BotFather will generate a token. This token is the credential we'll use to connect N8N to our Telegram bot. So let's go to N8N. I'll add a Telegram node here. Let's search for Telegram. And let's click on Send Message. Okay, at the top you can see Select Credential to connect with. Let's click on the drop down and let's click on Create New Credential. N8N here will prompt you for the token. Simply copy the token from the BotFather and paste it here. And let's click on Save to save the credentials. One last important security note here: never share this token publicly. I'm only showing mine because I revoke it immediately after this demonstration. If someone gets your token, they can receive messages meant for your bot, send messages as your bot, and take complete control of your bot. Now let's start building our workflow. Navigate your N8N dashboard and click on Create Workflow. Let's give it a descriptive name like Telegram Bot Simple. And let's add our first node. Let's search for Telegram. And let's select the trigger on message. This creates a webhook that Telegram will call whenever someone messages our bot. Essentially, we're telling N8N when a message arrives on Telegram, start this workflow. Notice that N8N automatically generates webhook URLs with HTTPS. These are the endpoints Telegram will communicate with. If you're using the cloud version, these URLs are already set up for you. For self-hosted instance, make sure these URLs are using HTTPS, as Telegram requires secure connection. Now for the critical part, connecting our bot to the workflow. Let's add our credential. Gonna copy this one and put it in access token and save it. Okay, great. Before we build the rest of our workflow, let's test our Telegram trigger to understand what data we'll be working with. So click on Test Step, open Telegram, find your bot, click on Start. So it already captured the start message. Let's test step again and try with hello. And let's see the execution results. You should see a JSON object containing all the data Telegram sends when a message is received. So let's examine the key elements. We have the chat ID. This is the unique identifier for the conversation. We need this to send responses back to the same user. We have the text message. This is the information about the sender, including their name and Telegram ID. And we have the update ID, a unique identifier for this update event from Telegram. Understanding this data structure is crucial because we'll need to reference specific parts of it in later notes. Okay, Now that we understand the incoming data, let's create the decision-making logic for our bot. We'll use a switch node to examine the message content and determine how to respond. So let's add a node, search for switch. So in the switch node, we need to specify what value we want to evaluate by editing the routing rules. So let's start with the first rule. Let's select the text JSON. This is the code of the message text, and let's call it hello. Okay, great. So this expression tells N8N to look at the text field in the message object of the incoming data. The switch node will examine this text and route the workflow based on matching conditions. So it will check if the message is equal to hello. Now let's set up different response paths based on what the user might say. Let's add routing rule. Okay, let's put the text and let's say it's what time is it? Okay. And one more. What's your name, for example? And let's add the text JSON. Okay, so the switch node creates multiple output paths in our workflow, creating branches based on what the user said. Each of these outputs will connect to a different response node. For more sophisticated bots, you might use contains instead of equals to, or even regular expressions to match similar phrases. But for this demonstration, we'll keep it simple with exact matches. Okay. Now we need to create response nodes for each condition to send messages back to the user. Let's start with hello response, first one, and let's search for Telegram, and then let's select send a text message. Now we need to configure where and what to send. Let's click on execute previous nodes. And let's drag the ID of the message chat. Let's drop it here. So this expression reaches back to the original trigger node and extracts the chat ID. This is a key concept in N8N. Any node can access data from any previous node using expressions like this. We're telling N8N, go back to the node named Telegram trigger, look at its output data in the form of JSON, find the message object, then the chat object within it, and finally get the ID field. Now for the message content. When they say hello, let's respond by hello, nice to meet you. You can also add emojis or formatting if you like. Okay, let's create now the second response node for the time question. Let's click on this node and let's duplicate it to gain some time. Let's connect it. And let's edit it. So we have the same chat ID after we duplicated the above trigger. And for the text, let's say it's currently 8 p.m. Okay. In production bot, you would use date and time node or a function node to get the actual current time. But for this demonstration, we'll keep it simple with a static response. Okay. Finally, let's duplicate this again, connect it. And let's create the third response for the name question. Say, my name is no code hack bot. Okay, great. So each of these nodes follows the same pattern. They receive data from the previous nodes, use that data to know where to send the response, and then deliver our custom message to the user. Now that our workflow is complete, let's test it end to end. Let's click on test workflow. Let's open Telegram and let's type hello. Okay, now let's click on test workflow again. Here we go. It's currently 8 p.m. Let's try the last one. And here we go. So let's explain this execution. So the Telegram trigger captures the incoming message. The switch node evaluates the text and routes to the correct path. And the appropriate Telegram send message node uses the original chat ID to reply to the same user. Once everything works correctly, it's time to make your bot live. Let's click on active here, confirm. Now your bot will respond 24/7 without you needing to manually test each time. And let's make one enhancement to our bot appearance. By default, N8N adds a message here. This message was sent automatically with N8N. And to remove that, let's open the three triggers. Let's go to add field append N8N attribution and disable it. Let's do that to the next one. And the last one. Great. And now let's try our bot. Let's save. Let's go to execution. Great. Okay, so hello. What's your name? And what time is it? And as you can see, the bot is now live and ready to use. This wraps up our tutorial on creating a simple Telegram bot with N8N. Now you have the foundation to build more complex automated interaction. If you found this tutorial helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to get more workflow videos about N8N. I've also arranged something special for you. Click on the link below to get an exclusive discount on N8N VPS hosting through Hostinger. Just choose your plan, choose the period of 12 months, and enter the coupon code to receive a discount on the 12-month subscription period. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial where we'll explore more advanced features of N8N.